Hey guys, welcome back, and this is me Taran, and today I'm going to be talking about the history of the state of Gujarat. Gujarat, on the west coast of India, has a rich history dating back to ancient times. It has had its fair share of maharajas and princes. The excavation at Lothal shows that this region was part of a flourishing Indus Valley civilization dating back to 3700 BC, with its dock connecting Sabarmati to trade routes in Sindh. Blessed with a large coastline, Gujarat was the gateway to the Middle East. Gujarat takes its name from the nomadic tribe of Gujars who settled here. The fact is that Gujarat is a mix of diverse ethnic people, with Adivasis perhaps forming the original inhabitants, and people from Turkey, Iraq, Iran, and the Middle East having settled in Saurashtra and Gujarat. There are Afridis from Africa and some pockets of Gujarat, and the various invasions by Greeks, Muslims from Persia, and elsewhere all have left their influence here. There are no written records of the ancient period. The earliest known history is about Chandragupta Maurya having conquered parts of this region around 322 BC to 294 BC. He deputed Pushyamitra, who ruled the region from Junagadh. Emperor Ashoka too left his legacy here in the form of the edicts on the rocks in Junagadh. At around the same time, Demetrius from Greek uh, made invasions into Gujarat but could not establish a strong foothold. Around 1080, it was the Sakas who ruled parts of Gujarat for about 400 years. Bahakshatara Rudraman I founded the Karnamaka dynasty that held sway over regions extending from Bharuch to Punjab. With the decline of the Guptas, it was left to Senapati Bhatraka, a general in the Gupta army, to declare independence and establish his own Mythic kingdom around 470 AD, with the capital located in Vallavipur near Bhavnagar. The Maitrakas held sway over regions extending up to the Malwa plateau and were also renowned for their scholarly pursuits. The dynasty lasted from 475 to 767 AD. The Gurjara Pratiharas dominated from 8th to the 9th century AD, after which the Solankis took over. Now let's talk of the Solanki Dynasty. With the Solankis descended from Chalukyas that ruled parts of western and central India from 10th to the 13th centuries. They established supremacy in the region. Mulraj I overthrew the Chowdas and established supremacy in Anhilwat Patan, later going on to found the city of Siddhpur. Under his rule, Gujarat flourished as a center of arts and commerce. His successors included Karandev I, who ruled from 1064 to 1094 AD and expanded the territory to include Konkan areas, even as he went about building temple and founding Karnavati that later came to be known as Ahmedabad. After he was defeated and killed by Dushal Chauhan. However, his son Siddharaj Jaisin the first ascended the throne and went to become the most famous of the Solanki dynasty. Patan shone under his rule and became a flourishing city. Incidentally, Ahmedabad was modeled after Patan. Generations succeeded him but could not outshine him, and after them, the Vaghelas were next to rise to power. The Vaghelas were based in Dholka, a town northwest of Gujarat, and were enemies of the Solanki. They rose to power as the Solankis declined and maintained stability in the region. Karandev was the last of the Vaghela dynasty to rule Gujarat. This is also the time when Muslim invaders started making inroads into Gujarat. Kandi Wagela was rumored to have abducted Rupa Sundari, who was the wife of his Prime Minister Madhav, who thereupon went to Delhi and persuaded Alauddin Khilji to invade Gujarat. This came about and Karande lost his kingdom and also his wife Kalarani and daughter Deval Devi to the Turkish Sultan. Champaner are currently a UNESCO World Heritage City and once a royal city, uh, was founded and ruled by Vanraj Chowda of the Chowda Dynasty. He ruled the kingdom during the 8th century, naming the city after Champa, his friend and general of his army. The Chavdas were succeeded by Kichi Chauhan Rajputs, who held the powerful fort until Mahmud Bigarda attacked it in 1482 and won after a siege of 20 months. He renamed it Muhammadabad but moved his capital to Ahmedabad. Humayun's army took over the fort in 1535 while the then ruler Bahadur Shah escaped to Dio. Champaner has a magnificent Jama Masjid built by Sultan Begada, and that alone makes it worthwhile to visit this fort city now in ruins. Alauddin Khilji from Delhi invaded Gujarat in 1970 AD, paving the way for Muslim rule in this region that will last for the next 400 years. However, this was not the first time that there were Muslim invasions. Mahmud Ghazni did invade Gujarat around 1026 AD, but his intention was to loot and plunder. It was Alauddin Khalji who established a strong foothold here. Gujarat continued to be ruled from Delhi, but as the whole weakened, the local viceroy Zafar Shah declared independence and assumed the title Sultan Muzaffar Shah. His son Ahmed Shah shifted capital to Ahmedabad and was succeeded by Mahmud Shah. There was a period of relative stability when the region flourished, but things became upset with the assassination of Sikandar Shah. Bahadur Shah's defeat at the hands of the armies of Emperor Akbar once again saw the region reverting to Delhi Mughal rule that lasted until the rise of Marathas. Muhammad Khan surrendered to the Marathas in 1758, marking their dominance. By the 17th century, the Muslim rulers could no longer maintain their strong grip, and the Marathas were becoming a dominant force. Shivaji attacked Surat in 1664 and in 1672. The Peshwas established their domination over parts of Saurashtra and Gujarat. Damaji Gaikwad and Kazim Bande ruled the territories with Gaikwad establishing a stronghold in Baroda. By 1800 AD, Marathas were considerably weakened due to strong infighting, a quality exploited by the British, who were establishing a strong presence through the East India Company to gain control through subterfuge. Madhura Gaikwad aligned himself with the British in 1902 and eventually lost control. From 1800 AD onwards, the region came under the rule of the British and remained so until Mahatma Gandhi initiated the Quit India movement that led to freedom in 1947. Most of Gujarat was under the jurisdiction of the Bombay Presidency except for Baroda that was handled by the Governor General of India. The Portuguese also arrived in Gujarat and established pockets in Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, but could not expand their territories due to the strong presence of the British. The region of Saurashtra, Gujarat, and Kutch became the part of Bombay state that also included parts of the former Bombay Presidency. It was Indulal Yagnik who spearheaded a movement for a separate Gujarat state, and on May 1st, 1960, Gujarat came into being along with Maharashtra with Ahmedabad as its capital. Ahmedabad in its time came to be known as the Manchester of the East due to the presence of over 100 large textile units. Most of these are closed and have been given way to innumerable power looks. Ahmedabad also gave way to Gandhinagar, a modern city planned on the same lines as Chandigarh to become the capital of Gujarat in 1971. Gujaratis and Gujarat are peaceful, more intent on pursuing business and minding their own business. However, tensions do flare up even every now and then. There were a few communal riots, the worst of which was probably the one that took place in 1969. There were minor political upheavals, with politicians playing the toppling game, sometimes successfully. While Congress had the upper hand in the earlier years, in recent years it's the BJP that rose to power, especially after the exceptional performance of Narendra Modi, who became the state's chief minister and went on to become the Prime Minister of India. In 2001, the state was hit with its epicenter in Kutch, and again in 2002, the state was shaken by communal violence, famously known as the Godra Kand. Gujarat got its first woman chief minister in Anandiben Patel in 2014, who has none of the charisma of Jayalalitha or Mamata Banerjee, but the state of Gujarat is progressive and prosperous. The GDP of Gujarat at rupees 9.15 lakh crore put it in the fourth rank in India. Thanks for watching and hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And see you guys next time.